Hey, good afternoon everybody. Today I'm going to show you how I make Italian meatballs. Okay, this is a pretty simple recipe. It's a lot of fun, and the nice part I like about these is I'm going to prep these in advance and cook them in advance, which you can do like the day of or the day before, provided they're in the fridge, right? And then you just make your sauce at the last minute and throw these in, heat them up, and you got spaghetti and meatballs. Here's the list of ingredients. I use extra lean for this. I highly recommend it. Breadcrumbs. Now, if you can't get your hands on like an Italian seasoning blend, 2 teaspoons of oregano will be an adequate substitute. Half a teaspoon may not seem like much, but if you go more, it'll just overpower the dish. And for this, you definitely want the garlic powder because fresh garlic will just taste way too strong. And the egg. Now, I always wear gloves for this for 2 reasons. First, it's just a lot cleaner, and second of all, there's something with this that has what they call an endothermic reaction. It sucks the heat out of it, and it gets really cold and a little unpleasant to touch, but that's just normal. You get used to it when you make these. So once that looks and feels evenly mixed, and it's just like coming out even between your fingertips, that's when you start making the meatballs. So just grab off a bit, squeeze some out. You want not too large because you want fairly small meatballs. You get more meatball and more flavor that way. And because they're smaller, they cook faster, and they also heat up faster in the sauce. Now, one 500-gram pack of ground beef with a half a cup of breadcrumbs made all these meatballs. So now it's time to cook them. Because it's Italian, if you've got olive oil, great. If not, just a neutral oil. I wouldn't be using like coconut or avocado or things like that with a really strong flavor. You don't need very much, just enough so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Because there is a bit of fat in these, though not very much. We'll just pop those in. Now you're going to want to cover these to keep the heat in, but do keep an eye on them. Come back in about 5-10 minutes. Make sure they're not higher than medium-high so they don't burn. Now it's only been 5 minutes or so, but I can hear them sizzling, so I want to take a check on them. Yeah. Okay, so when you see that, turn the heat down because you want these cooked, but you don't want them burnt through. Now, this may seem a little fussy, but once they're brown on one side, you can either do this with a spatula if you're really slick. I personally prefer the tongs. It's a little slower. Like some people can pick up like a whole flat of these and just flip them all at once. I'm not that coordinated, so I do this and then you're fine. You just have to do them once. Don't have to worry about getting all the sides. So I heard some more sizzling and my timer went off at the same time, which is kind of cool. And what do you know, they're all cooked, alright? So just turn off the heat, take them off the heat so they cool off faster. I got my sauce heating up on the stove, and I'll just put in the meatballs that I had in the fridge. And I'll turn that down to a nice simmer so they don't stick. And just let that simmer along while I'm going to get my spaghetti ready. And make sure to cover that. Okay, spaghetti's nearly ready. Let's take a look at the sauce. Yeah, so the meatballs and the sauce are looking good there. I'm just going to plate that up. So I just plated up. That's some nice spaghetti and meatballs using pre-cooked meatballs and your favorite sauce to whip up a really nice dinner pretty quick. So thanks for watching and hope to see you again.